Hello, 7th standard. Have a nice day. Have a good day. I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to do video number 28, Unit 5, Animals in Daily Life, last part of the lesson. Okay, last portions we have to continue, that we are going to do it. Okay, so this is part 4, Unit 5, Animals in Daily Life. Right, and as I already learned in detail about this animals in daily life, look here, as animal food products used as food. I'm not going in detail, just recollecting the lessons that we have done. Animal products used as food, that is milk. Milk is white liquid food produced by the mammary gland of mammals. It is the primary source of nutrition for infant mammals, and we use milk in our daily life for so many purposes, especially as a food item, and it is obtained from animals like cows, buffaloes, goats, and camels. Okay, and this activity I told you already, we should write as food item that is given here. Accordingly, it's a chicken food item something. So here chicken is an animal product. So spices it is a plant product, and curry leaves plant product, coriander plant sources. Okay, like that you have the right part, fish fry, and then coffee. What is given here is coffee, and then other eatables, some cakes and creamy substances are given here, nuts, and that you will write. Okay, this I already discussed, so that you please follow it up. And then we have identified as distinguishing fresh egg from the rotten one. Same way, how to test the purity of the honey. All this we have already learned. Okay, then we have started with the poultry farming as the process of raising domesticated birds such as chicken, duck, turkey, and geese for the purpose of getting meat and egg for food. Poultries are reared in large numbers, and chicken being the most common one. As I said earlier again, layers, egg-laying chickens are called layers, and broilers are the one that are reared for meat. Okay, and then poultry diseases, salmonellosis, diarrhea caused by bacteria, Raniket disease, smallpox caused by virus, and aspergillosis, it is caused by fungus. I hope you understand. So these are the poultry diseases, right? Then this is poultry farm. I already given in the picture presentation that I hope you have understood further. Then this is the topic that we are doing in part 3 as animal products used as clothing. Animal products used as clothing. You please have a pencil with you so that you can underline. Animal hair has great demand. The hair from goat and sheep is used for manufacturing woolen clothes, shawl, and blankets, plus muffler and socks. Similarly, this is for hair from goat and sheep, underline this. Whereas horse hair is used as bristles in small painting brushes. It is used as small bristles as small painting brushes. And even fur of animal, including skin, is used to make warm and modern style clothes. The jacket chalwala, that is modern style clothes. Again, animal fibers, they are as natural fibers. What are all? Fabric fibers as cotton, jute, silk. These are called natural fibers. And these natural fibers, they are further as plant fiber and animal fibers. Okay. Now, plant fibers are which one? Cotton and jute are plant fibers. Wool and silk are animal fibers. And wool is obtained from fleece of sheep or goat. It is also obtained from the hair of rabbit, yak, and camel. This is for wool. Whereas silk is obtained from silk fiber. So, as silk fiber is obtained from the cocoon of silkworm. That we have learned as previous video, life cycle of silk moth. Yeah, that is. And then wool is the fiber derived from the fur of animals called Caprinae family, principally the sheep. The hair of other mammals like goat, yak, alpaca. Alpaca, it is a foreign North American animal country, and rabbit may also be called wool. Wool is produced from outer coat of sheep. The processing of wool involves 5 major steps: shearing, grading or sorting, washing or scouting, carding, and spinning. Okay, this figure I already explained in detail. I hope you follow. Yes, sir. First one, sheep. See, they are removing the wool, body skin, outer skin. That is called shearing. And then in the big wooden drum, they are washing. And then they are removing that, and it's called carding, and then spinning. Weaving is called spinning. These are the explanation already I said. Characteristics of wool that we mark it as a references, right? It is resistant to heat, water, wear and tear. It absorbs moisture. Wool insulates against cold. So wool is a good insulator, and it does not shrink easily. Wrinkle na shrinking. It does not shrink easily. Okay, that is the characteristic features of wool. And uses of wool. Wool is multifunctional fiber with a range of diameters that it makes suitable for clothing, household fabric, and technical textiles. 2/3 of wool is used in the manufacture of garments, including sweaters, dresses, coats, and active sportswear. Blended with other natural or synthetic fiber, wool used as and drape and crease-resistant blankets, again anti-static and noise-absorbing carpets. In the, as I said, in North India, it's during winter season, it should be too cold, no? That they make use of this wool in different categories. This is for wool. Next, what we are going to learn is about silk. You see the figure here, all about beautiful putty sarees, varieties of designs, isn't it? So silk is the secretion of silk moth. Silk is obtained from the cocoon of silkworm, which feed on mulberry leaves. Mulberry is the name of a plant. Mulberry leaves. Silkworm live for a short time, about 2 months only. Okay, so within that it lives, reproduce. So during this period, they pass through 4 stages of development. They are egg, caterpillar, cocoon, and adult moth. What are all? Egg, caterpillar, cocoon, and adult moth. Then these stages are called life cycle of silkworm. And I already said another term, it's called metamorphosis. A series of stages, a series of developmental stages from egg stage to adult is called metamorphosis. Are you clear? And best example, butterfly, silk moth, and frog. That is also showing metamorphosis. So the cultivation and production of silk is known as sericulture. Make a note. The cultivation and production of silk is known as sericulture. An adult female silk moth lays about 100 eggs. An adult silk moth lays about 100 eggs. The eggs are then kept in cold storage for 6 weeks. The eggs are placed in the incubator. After about 10 days, the eggs hatch out and the larvae spend next 35 days eating mulberry leaves. This also I explained in previous video that you please go through. And then what is given here is life cycle of butterfly: egg, caterpillar, pupa or cocoon, emerging butterfly, and then adult butterfly. Same way, silk moth also. Okay, see in our textbook again. First stage, silkworm from the egg. Silkworm are the egg. These white ones are the eggs. And then it hatches as a tiny larva. Can you see the two below that one white color? That is the eggs hatches as a tiny larva. Okay. Then the silkworm eat 50,000 times its initial weight if mulberry leaves on grows. See here, young one, second, then it becomes larger. Okay, so it feeds on mulberry leaves. The green leaf is the mulberry leaves. I hope you're listening. And then silkworm spin around the cocoon around itself. The white color, the cocoon. Right? The cocoon kulla, see here, this one. Another white structure in the center, no? That is the pupa. White one are the cocoon, that thread only taken as a silk. But the pupa, the silk moth pupa is not actually destroyed. Normally it's not allowed, but still they do. Right? So inside the cocoon, the caterpillar changes into pupa. Now this stage, these cocoons are boiled to kill pupa and loosen the saracen that holds the cocoon. Saracen and the thread and the pitch in a right? So this is removing the pupal case from the cocoon, removing the pupa from the cocoon. And then this stage, see, all that is killed. Actually, pupa is killed. It's not correct. Yeah. Pupa is killed and then it is spun into fine thread. So individual filaments are unraveled. Okay? This is the white bundle. From that, single threads are coming out. And then it is made into a thread. And finally, thread is woven into fabric. I hope you understand. This I already explained. Okay, so the silkworm spend about 5 days producing silk and spinning its cocoon of a single long thread. The cocoons are boiled to make it easier to unwind the silk and kill the pupae inside. If the silk moth were allowed to hatch, the long silk fibers will get turned by hatching of moth. Cocoons are unwind and then individual silk filament is reeled in a chuttar, reeled together to form a thread large enough for weaving. So the silk thread is cleaned, dyed, woven into fabrics. I hope you understand. Till this, we have explained. We have learned so far. Now, characteristic features of silk. It is very soft, comfortable, and versatile. It can easily be dyed. And it is the strongest natural fibers. It has poor resistance to sunlight exposure. Then uses of silk. Silk has natural beauty and elegance. It gives comfort in warm weather and warmth during colder months. All this, you please put it in points and write. Silk has natural beauty and elegance. It gives comfort in warm weather and warmth during colder months. It is used in the manufacture of classical and high fashion clothes, modern dresses, particularly silk sarees. The elegant, beautiful dresses. It's also used in household for making hanging, curtain, rugs, and carpets, used in the manufacture of surgical threads for sutures. And India is the world's second largest producing country, as we know. Kanchipuram, Tiruppuvanam, Dharapuram, Arani are famous places for silk production. I hope you follow. Dharmavaram, Tiruppuram, Kanjipuram, RNA, the Pattala, Romba famous. Okay, so now this video starts from this. Please mark it. Hazard, difficulty, problem, or some uncomfort. These are hazards in silk and wool industry. Sure. Hazard is in any industry has the potential to cause injury, ill health, or damage to human and their property or the environment. Okay. Now hazards in silk industry, please mark it. The workers in silk industry affected with arthritis. Arthritis na mudduvali. Arthritis as they stand for a long time, reeling the silk into yarn. Why are they standing for a long time? They are reeling the silk into yarn. Okay. So generally, the workers in silk industry affected with arthritis as they stand for a long time, reeling the silk into yarn. They all, second point, they also develop back pain and visionary problem and skin injuries. Second point, what is it? They also develop back pain and visionary problem, eyesight, visionary problem and skin injuries. Sometimes they may suffer from respiratory problem like asthma and bronchitis due to ventilated area, poor ventilated area of their work. So there are 3 hazards in silk industry. Market, generally workers in silk industry affected with arthritis as please correct as they stand for long time, reeling the silk into yarn. They also develop back pain and visionary problem and skin injuries. Third point, sometimes they may suffer from respiratory problem like asthma and bronchitis. Bronchitis na lungs due to poor ventilated area of their work. Similarly, hazards in wool industry. The workers are exposed to various chemicals and detergents which causes allergies of the skin. First we have learned as wool, silk. Now hazards for wool industry. The workers are exposed to various chemicals and detergents which causes allergies of the skin. First point. Second one, they also get infected to anthrax bacterium which leads to fatal death disease called Sartor disease. They also get infected. Second point. They also get infected to anthrax bacterium, which leads to fatal death disease called Sartor disease. I hope you're listening. Then this anthrax is caused by the bacterium name Bacillus anthracis. Bacillus anthracis by handling contaminated animal hair. Normally, this Bacillus anthracis will cause disease in these cows and bulls, sheep, goat, that is called anthrax disease. That is called anthrax disease. Okay. So here, as they handle contaminated animal hair, the transfer bacterium Bacillus anthracis is causing anthrax. Okay. And it also causing with the livestock where during hair processing. The symptoms are fever, cough, shortness of breath, that is breathing problem, shortness of breath, similar to typical pneumonia. Person suffering from anthrax caused by Bacillus anthracis may have the symptoms as fever, cough, shortness of breath, which are similar to pneumonia. Sometimes it may lead to nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. It may lead to nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Treatment. How will you treat this anthrax disease? Penicillin or ciprofloxacin. penicillin or ciprofloxacin is given as the best medicine for treating anthrax. The spread of the disease is controlled by vaccination of animal on and by burning or burial of infected animals' carcasses. Carcasses, na, the dead remains of the animals. So the spread of the animal disease is controlled by vaccination of animals and by burning. Can you say that? And by burning animals' carcasses, burning or burial of infected animals' carcasses. Okay, and it is the duty of the employer to take care of industrial workers by providing hygienic and well ventilated workplace. So this is for silk. So far we have done wool and silk. The next one, the silk layer, sericulture and ahimsa silk. That is a term we come across, ahimsa silk, also called peace silk, apron per. Sericulture or silk farming is the cultivation of silkworm to produce silk, that we know. It's the rearing of silkworm to obtain silk, that also we know. Is it not? Now this ahimsa silk, it is also known as peace silk. In the year 1992, Kusumarajaya, a government officer from Andhra Pradesh, proposed ahimsa way of silk production for making the silk without killing the silkworm. Good idea. Yeah. It involves human method superficially, letting the worms to hatch and then using the vacant cocoon. It involves a human method, specifically letting the worms to hatch and then using the vacant cocoon. Now we said, the cocoon is boiled, but we can wait for that cocoon to hatch and then the empty cocoons can be used for silk, getting the silk. Okay, so it involves human method, specifically letting the worms to hatch and then using the vacant cocoon. That is called peace silk or ahimsa silk. Then traditional silk manufacturing methods involve boiling of the cocoon of silkworm and then sorting out the thread, which is used later in silk production. It has been supported by many people who are interested in the welfare of animals. I hope you follow this. So traditional silk manufacturing method involves boiling cocoon of the silkworm and then sorting out the thread, which is used later in silk production. And it is supported by many people who are interested in the welfare of animals. I hope you follow this. So now we have learned hazards in silk and wool industry and sericulture and ahimsa silk. Now animal protection and maintenance. What do you understand? These animals should be protected. For protecting animal is like protecting our own children. First thing, pictures. First animals used as food. So far we have covered. Animals used as food and animal races for its flesh and products are consumed by human is called animal food. Enala, prawn, crab, fish, paneer and cheese. I hope you are listening. Prawn, crab, fish, paneer and cheese. This paneer, this cheese. I hope you follow. Then animals used as cloth. Animal skin is used for making woolen dresses and some other leather good. Some other leather good, here it is leather bag. And types of wool where we are taken from alpaca, fiber, mohair, Kashmiri, and lamb's wool. These are all type of wool. Types of silk, eri silk, muga silk, and spider silk. Eri silk, muga, nama details tarlai, just go through this. Eri silk, muga, and spider silk. Then ahimsa silk. The Hindi word ahimsa means non-violence. It is used to describe this innovation because the fabric is manufactured in a process where silkworms are not killed. That's the best method. So ahimsa silkworm and the cocoon. I hope you follow. So the cocoon is emptied, removing after hatching the pupa into adult. Then this is poultry farming where domestically or commercially, primarily for meat, eggs, and also for pigeons. So this is hen, egg, this we know. Then animal protection and maintenance. What do you understand? Animal protection and maintenance. Protecting an animal's welfare means providing for its physical and mental needs. We should not torture the animals. We should keep them in proper way to give them full comfort. Yeah, and they are living things similar to human being. First, animal protecting animals. The last line, animal protection and maintenance. Protecting animals is like protecting our own children or parent. They are living things similar to human being. As an elite, most intelligent and responsible human being on a planet na Earth. It's our duty to protect all the living organisms on Earth. The human tendency and conscience towards the animal should be considerate to protect and safeguard the animals. Hence, as human, it becomes a great responsibility and obligatory must to protect the animals. See here, it is a cattle shed. It is feeding on straw and hay. And the study of breeding of animals and their maintenance is called animal husbandry. Study of breeding of animals and their maintenance is called animal husbandry. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has released 4 new Gazette notifications under Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960 to regulate dog breeders, animal marketers, aquarium, and pet fish owners. Dog breeder, naai valapala, chila naai vippa, animal marketers. Some of the animals are sold in the market. Then aquarium, fish tank. And the pet fish owner, this progress has come about a joint effort by animal protection. With the protection of animal, we actually protect ourselves and protect the environment. So we have to love and protect the animals and treat them as our own family members. I hope you understand. So this is the lesson for our animals in daily life. It is a lengthy lesson, so I made it into 4 videos, 4 parts. I hope you are clear. The QB I am already sending it now, so just to make a note. Dash is the daily essential product which is obtained from cattle milk. And then eggs are rich in protein. Which part of the goat and sheep you use for manufacturing cloth and hair? Cultivation and production of silkworm is sericulture. Shorter's disease, otherwise known as anthrax. I hope you follow. ஒரு நிமிஷம். Shorter's disease என்ன பண்ணிட்டு பாரு. Shorter's disease, anthrax. Okay, it is anthrax. I hope you are noting down. Then proteins and vitamin rich in milk. Honey is extracted from beehive. Anthrax is caused by Bacillus anthracis. Sharia. And then animal and plant fibers are strongest. Silk is the strongest natural fiber. Fish silk was produced in the year 1990. ஒரு நிமிஷம் பார்த்துருவோம். Silk வந்து 1992. 1992. சரியா? ஒரு நிமிஷம். Just go through this. Spinning silk. Just go through. This we already done. Yeah. Silk is the strongest natural fiber. That I just want to have a cross check. So here fill up. Silk is the strongest natural fiber. It was 1992. Okay. So in the details, I already given the QB. With that, we will follow. Are you clear? So the next we will do with the assignment that way I have sent to you for video number 25, 26, 27 and 28. Sure? This I already sent. Just to go through. Mention the contribution of animals in daily life. Animals contribute many things for our users: food, clothing and transportation. Nutrient content of milk as paneer, cheese, cream, butter, ghee and curd. Name the nutrient content. It is nutrient content. It is rich in protein, vitamins. Other than just when I go through this, we are getting it is nutrient content. Page 83 nutrient content. In the answer to Badal, we will write highly recommended nutritive food containing protein and calcium are made from protein and calcium and the high content. They are obtained from paneer, cheese, cream, butter and ghee and curd. Okay. Then distinguish fresh egg from rotten. Nam already experiment pannirkom. Take the bowl of water. Put the egg in the bowl. Observe the fresh egg will sink and rotten egg will float. Then uses of egg already discussed that you will go through. Okay, it's our daily diet. Highly nutritious and rich in protein. Takes 6 grams of high quality protein and consuming egg daily is good for any age people. Then how is honey purity tested? I could take a glass of water, add a drop of honey to it. Observe carefully. If the drop of honey reaches the bottom without dissolving, then honey is pure. If the honey dissolves before reaching the bottom, then honey is impure. Then roll of okabi, collect nectar from the flowers, pasteurizing. They nourish the young one and repair the beehive and protect it. So this is an assignment 25. Now assignment 26. What is poultry farming? Is a process of raising domesticated birds such as chicken, duck, turkey and geese for the purpose of getting meat and egg for food. Poultries are reared in large numbers and chickens being the most common. Then poultry feed, plenty of water, proper ventilation and regular feed that is rich in protein, fat and vitamin. Poultry feed is comprised of maize, wheat, millet and rice bran. Rice bran umi. And it is mashed in form. It is in mashed form and groundnut cakes. Right? Then poultry disease. They suffer from various diseases caused by some microbes. Important to keep their shelters clean and get the birds vaccinated against common diseases. Then example, actually as salmonellosis, diarrhea caused by bacteria, ranicate, also called fowlpox, caused by virus, aspergillus caused by fungus. Then animal fibers such as cotton, jute and silk are called natural fiber. Cotton and jute, plant fiber, wool and silk, animal fiber. Just now in this video we have learned that lesson. Wool is obtained from flea of sheep or goat. It's also obtained from hair of rabbit, yak and cat. Silk fiber is obtained from cocoon of silkworm. This we know, is it not? Then assignment 27. Silkworm live for short time, only for 2 months. During this period, they pass through 4 stages of development. They are egg, caterpillar, cocoon, and adult moth. And these are called life cycle of silkworm. Then we should know the definition for sericulture, apiculture. Cultivation and production of silkworm, silk is known as sericulture. Rearing of honeybee is called apiculture. Okay. Then characteristics of wool. It can be soft, comfortable, versatile, easily dyed, strongest natural fiber, has poor resistance to sunlight exposure. Then process of rearing silk from silk moth. That I am not going to read it, that you just check it from the textbook. I hope you follow. So this is for our assignment number 27. Now assignment 28. Assignment 28. 1 minute. Assignment 28. Just see. Today what we have learned. Yeah. That is symptoms of anthrax. Symptoms are fever, cough, shortness of breath, similar to typical pneumonia. Sometimes it may lead to, lead them nausea, vomiting and diarrhea. Sericulture definition. Then how should we treat animals? We must love and protect animals. We should safeguard them and treat them with care. Then who invented Ahimsa silk? Kusuma Rajaya, a government officer from Andhra Pradesh. That is silk production for the making of silk without killing the silkworm. Only the empty cocoon can be utilized. Then write the hazards of silk industry. That I already learned, that you just make a note. Generally, workers in silk industry affected with arthritis, and as they stand for long time reeling the silk into yarn, they also develop back pain and visionary problem and skin injuries. Sometimes they may suffer from respiratory problem like asthma and bronchitis due to poor ventilated area of their work. I hope you follow this. So this is our conclusion of our video number 28. And we have completed the lesson, animals in daily life. Now please listen carefully. You have to write all these 4 assignments in a homework note, giving the assignment number. So in the homework note, we will write all the 4 and we will submit when we meet. And hereafter, all the videos assignment should be written as a homework note. Homework in a homework note. Plus, I heard you may have your UT also, that you follow as per the school instruction. I hope you understand. So we'll continue in the next video session. Have a good day. Have a nice day. Thank you.